going on? What's going on? Welcome to the Misunderstood. I'm Za-Quan Peterkin. Another day, another day. Lots to talk about. So I'm gonna start by saying this. I've been hearing about this whole Aaron Rodgers thing for a few days now, and I've been wanted to talk about Aaron Rodgers since yesterday, really. I said, you know what? I'm gonna hold on a little bit. You know the reason why I'm gonna hold on a little bit. The reason why I didn't watch the interview. I'm not gonna go on this microphone and speak about something that I didn't even watch myself. You know? So I held on a little bit. This is supposed to be yesterday's episode. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna wait. And I'm so happy I waited. Cause I got to hear people's I got to hear their opinions of the matter. One person in particular is the Gronk. Rob Gronkowski. I think I said his name right. He's on his case about the MVPs and not talking about championships. A lot of other people's on his case about the MVPs and not talking about championships. I wasn't on his case with that. I had my own opinion beforehand. Before I even watched the interview, I had my own opinion. And it was like, what's wrong with wanting to win an MVP? What's wrong with that? Because I didn't feel like he was saying that's all he cared about. Obviously, if you want to win an MVP, that means you're the best player on the championship team. It means you want to win championships. Obviously, at least to me it is. But because he only mentioned that, that's the only thing that people talked about, right? I said, you know what? I'm not going to discuss the whole Aaron Rodgers situation until I watch the interview. So I found the Pat McAfee show. I watched 40 minutes of the hour and 12-minute episode. I watched 40 minutes. I am planning on watching the rest. I just wanted to get started on the episode, and I was really anticipating getting on this microphone. I really want to get on this microphone. I heard a lot of things that Aaron Rodgers said. I heard his opinion on the roughing the passer calls, that how they're too soft. How the best referees is on TV right now and not on the field because TV pays more money. I even heard how he wants to play the guitar to Hunchback Wells, apparently. And now how he's the COVID MVP, whatever that means. I watched the episode or the podcast so I could have a better way of looking at the interview other than the clips and bits and pieces. And I'm telling you right now, my opinion is the Gronk. You only heard the bits and pieces. You only heard the bits and pieces, and not just you, Gronk. A lot of people on these sports outlets and sports shows, and everything. Y'all only heard the bits and pieces because the man was clearly defending himself of people calling him washed up and old. He didn't say he only wanted to win MVPs, and that was my opinion in the beginning. Before I watched the interview and its entirely. Before I watched the interview, I already had in my mind that he was not saying I don't care about the team, I don't care about winning championships. I want to be the best player in the league. That's all I cared about. I did not feel like he felt that way. I've been watching Aaron Rodgers play football for a very, very long time. This man got heart. This man got skills, and this man will go over beyond to make sure his team wins. And that's what I saw in the over a decade of me watching this man on TV. I'm not even sure how many years it was. I know it was clearly over a decade, clearly. So I don't see heartless, selfish in this guy as a player. Now as a person, we'll talk about that another day. Like the person, we talk about that whole another day. Because right now, he's coming off as very, very unlikable. Very, very unlikable. The bits and pieces of the conversation before I watched the interview was when the way he said, I want to play. Is that gonna be a Green Bay? I'm not sure. That's the stuff that's making everybody like pissed off, man. Like that's the stuff that make everybody like, yo, Aaron, we're tired of this. Is that type of the way you put your words together? You know what I mean? It's just at the same time, I understand because I mean I don't want you to be fake. See, the thing about what people don't understand is he's on a podcast of a friend. He's not on Sports Center with ESPN cameras in his face. When he gotta be politically correct, say the right words, you know, basically have like a mental script already memorized in your head what to say when these type of reporters got the microphone in your face. He's in the comfort of his home. He's on the Pat McAfee show. The Pat McAfee is in the comfort of his surroundings as well, with his black tank top and his cowboy hat. It's comfortable. He got his old teammate in AJ Hawk right there. You know, not and by his side like in person, but by his side on the screen and wherever AJ was at. It's comfortable. You know, he's going to speak with comfort. He's going to speak with, this is how I'm feeling right now, like it or not. Well, you could say like it or not because you're Aaron Rodgers, but he understands that. If he was a second year or third year pro that didn't do much, no, he might not even be on that show because he don't want to say the wrong things. But you, Aaron Rodgers, you've been in the league for 10 plus, 15 probably, I'm not even sure. You're a 4-time MVP, 2 of them was back to back, and you're a Super Bowl champion. You can do whatever you want. I get that. But do understand why you will be dubbed as unlikable. Because nobody likes that type of attitude. Especially if you're a fan of the Green Bay Packers. Like especially that. Like I'm not even a fan of the Packers. I'm irritated. Probably because I know people that are fans of the Packers. So I'm thinking about them like, man, I wonder what they're going through right now. I'm telling you right now, man, if Daniel Jones was talking like this in 5 years from now, 6 years from now, I'll be irritated. But if he give my city, New York, a ring, I'll be irritated. But I still want him on my team. Still want this man on my team. Throw those balls, man. Man, you piss me off, man. You making, jokes about you lying about being vaccinated and everything. That pissed a lot of people off. Not me in particular, but I know a lot of people got mad about that. You being you. But as long as you giving my team those rings, that's all I care about. Because I don't look at you like I don't like him as a person. We're not friends. You don't know me, and I don't know you. I seen your face. I know what you do for a living, and the reason why I know what you do for a living because I'm a fan of sports. If I was a fan of science, I would know every major scientist winning the Nobel Peace Prize in this country and internationally as well. I'm a fan of sports. You grew up and became an athlete. Therefore, I follow you in your career because you're good at a sport that I like to watch. Therefore, I don't need to like you as a person. I don't need to not like you because I don't agree with your opinions. I could not agree with your opinions, but doesn't mean like oh he ain't my kind of guy. What that means? You're not his type of guy either, because he don't know you. Pat McAfee, AJ Hawk, those his type of guys. You know, I don't know how they feel about him particularly, but I know that they like him enough to do an hour and 12 minute show with him. And Pat McAfee like him enough to do a show with him every Tuesday. So he said some things that rubbed me off the wrong way until I realized, I don't know this dude. Let's pay attention to the sport aspect. Let's pay attention to the sport. So if we're talking sports, the man never say MVPs over championships. He was clearly saying, for everybody that sound washed up, I can't play no more. You want to go younger. You about to have love for love because he's younger. That I could still play on an MVP caliber and I could still win MVPs if the situation is right. That means I could be great for the Packers if you're not letting me throw to fresh out of high school wide receivers. And he also said I want my friends there with me. I want the Randall Cobbs and I want my friends there with me. Yeah, he's picking his shot, man. He's doing what everybody in every workforce do. Everybody does this, man. If you work in an office, you go in there, you shoot your shot. If you've been in office for 7, 8 years and you got this particular business, a lot of money due to your sales or whatever it is that you do in your cubicle or whatever, you go in there and shoot your shot. If you was a truck driver, for a small company, and you real good at what you do, you've been there for 4 or 5 years, and I don't know, FedEx or UPS is hitting you up saying, "Hey, man, you want a job with us?" You might be comfortable in your small company. So what you gonna do? You gonna shoot your shot. This is what I want. This is what I demand. And then if I can't get what I want, then I'm gonna go to a bigger company. Will I succeed there? We'll see. But I have options. Rodgers is a man with options. He could never throw a football again in his life, and he would never go hungry. He could throw footballs for another 3, 4, 5 years more if he wants to, and it don't have to be in cold ass Green Bay. It could be in humid ass Houston. It could be in sometimes sunny, sometimes windy ass San Francisco. Or depends what's going on with their QB down there. It could be an always sunny, always palm trees as Los Angeles Rams. Let's see what's going on with Stanford and his injuries. It don't have to be in Green Bay. And a lot of teams will be happy to take this man off of Green Bay's hands if they don't want to deal with him anymore. So I'm very happy I watched the whole interview. I didn't depend on the bits and pieces. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I want to hear everything he's saying. I want to hear everything he said before he said this. I want to hear things he's talking about after he said this. I want to hear everything that he has to say before I go on this microphone and ridicule his name as if he's some selfish player that care more about individual trophies than team championships. Because the man never said that. And if you would have sat down and watched it for as long as you want to watch it, I watched it for over 40 minutes before I got on this microphone. And then when I get off this microphone, I'm gonna go back and watch the rest. Because I'm taking my craft of this podcast very seriously. I'm trying to develop a craft of being a person that's talks sports. And I'm taking that very seriously. And there's no way in hell I'm gonna go here and badmouth somebody because of